Good morning. Nice to see everyone here today on a Saturday morning. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Laurie Lee. I'm the chair of the Condominium Review Committee for the Real Estate Commission. And we're just so happy that we have such a great attendance here today. My job is to give you some polling questions. Well, before I do that, I do want to say thank you very much to the real estate branch staff for putting this together. This is our 6th Condorama session, and we hope to do many more over the years. We find that it's a great educational tool for the public and for people who live in condominiums. So we're hoping to improve every year that we have this. So I guess I would like to tell you, after our session, think about some of the items of interest to you that you would like us to find speakers for. We're always interested to find out what the public would like to hear about. And so that'll help us help you. And so now we're on to the polling questions. Okay, so in order to be effective, we want to make sure that we can get our message out to as many people as possible. So how many of you saw the advertisement in the Star Advertiser for our Condorama? Ooh, okay, Dathan, your job is to count. Keep your hands up. Okay, how many of you saw the advertisement in the midweek? Oh, okay, that's good, that's good. How many of you visited the Real Estate Commission's Condorama webpage? Oh, nice, okay, that's good. How many of you, for how many of you is this your first Condorama? Really? Wow, okay. So then my next question is, how many of you have come to all 6? I'm guessing the response will be very small. Oh, Dathan, just Dathan. Okay, one person, that's great, that's great. Okay, how many of you came to the last one? Oh, okay. Now we're getting everybody covered. Okay, so how many of you, okay, is this getting tedious? Okay, how many of you are board members? That's fabulous. That's really fabulous. How many of you are condominium owners? Nice, okay. How many of you are managing property managers or site managers? Yay, oh yeah, okay. And how many of you are attorneys? Excellent. How many of you were contacted by your state or county legislators or neighborhood boards about the Condorama? Yes, we have, yay, okay, that's good. Awesome, okay, that was the end of that. Thank you so much for coming today on a Saturday, taking time out of your busy schedule. I'd like to introduce John Morris. He's one of your speakers, but he will also be giving introduction to the other speakers and himself. They have extensive bios, and so we're really proud to have all 3 of our speakers here today. Please give a warm welcome to John Morris.
So I'm an attorney who works with condominiums, and I just wanted to explain how we selected Gordon and Rachel. Gordon, I actually went to school with, so we've known each other a long time, but he has a lot of legislative-related experience. That's why we're very glad to have him. He's worked there, he's worked as a lobbyist. He got very involved, as he'll explain to you, one of our main condominium bills this year. He was able to help us get the bill through despite the threat of a veto. And one of the reasons we'd like to emphasize participation, if you have the time, you want to make the effort, it really does help to get the full picture to the legislators, because if they only get one side of the story, which is often owners complaining about how mean their boards are to them, it doesn't always give you a nice rounded law to deal with. And I think that's one of the problems that we would like to try and ameliorate by persuading everyone who has an interest to at least make the effort to contact their legislators, speak to their legislators, and go to the session every year to try and help explain their position. And I think one of the final things I would say about Gordon is many people may know, but he was the person who worked with the Real Estate Commission to draft 514B. 514A was pretty much a mess by the early 2000s. The commission brought Gordon in, and he did a very good job. He consolidated things, he clarified things, and when he left the condominium law, and I guess it was 2006, was it? It was actually in pretty good shape. It has gone a little bit sideways since then because, again, we're trying to encourage everyone to lobby, but that's one of the things. Gordon has a very good background because he understands condominiums and he understands the process. So he's going to explain to you now how you can get involved and be effective in the legislative process. If you don't know Rachel, some of you have probably had her at your meeting. There are two preeminent parliamentarians in Hawaii. One is Steve Glanstein, who you probably know because he's been around forever. The other is Rachel, who is his daughter, but hasn't been around forever. But I think when people talk about parliamentarians, they talk about them now in the same breath, because if you've been at a meeting with Rachel, you will know she knows what she's doing, and she doesn't mind telling people what they're supposed to do under Roberts or any other applicable thing, which is a good thing for a parliamentarian. It's like having your big sister there telling you. You may not want to hear what she tells you, but many times she is right. At least that's what my big sister told me. But in my experience with Rachel, she usually is right. She does her research. She knows parliamentary procedure. She does a good job. And that's why I'm very glad that she was able to make it today. And you'll see in her handout, she's going to give you a very thorough roadmap of things you should be thinking about as board members when you come onto the board. And again, just to remind you, questions we're going to hold till the end. You should fill out the little white form if you can, although we can't take. So here's Rachel to explain parliamentary procedure.